I really think there's no bad time to flirt. I'm all about shooting your shot.
Sometimes being a good friend means calling them out on their dumb decisions.
If he doesn't open the door for me on a first date, huge red flag.
Welcome to Dialed In.
Hello.
Welcome to Dialed In, your daily dose of unlicensed therapy. I'm Rachel.
And I am Montaine.
And this is your hour to join the conversation. So no matter how unwell you're feeling, we got your back.
So call us at 888-91 on air. That is 888-916-6247.
Yeah, call us because on today's show, we have some callers that I just know are going to call in and need our help. We've also got Unrestricted, our favorite segment. We have a little ick or stick. And we want to know, what do you consider as soft cheating? So if you have any thoughts on that, you can definitely give us a ring.
Soft cheating?
Yeah,
Is that
soft
like
cheating.
Soft cheating is like when I say I'm gonna like eat healthy and then I did not do this.
And then you eat like a nice fluffy donut.
I didn't even tell you what I did. No, I went to 7-Eleven to get 2 pints of Ben & Jerry's because getting 2 is actually cheaper per unit than getting 1. Mm-hmm. 1 is like $8. 2 is actually 2 for $14. So they were 1 for $7.
Oh.
So I was like, why would I
saving
I was
money.
saving the economy.
You were saving
one
money.
Ben & Jerry's.
Investing.
What's your Ben & Jerry's flavor? Do you have them?
I have 2 flavors.
What's your go-tos? Because I have 2 as well.
Obviously, I'm just, a little bit basic, and I love a chocolate chip cookie dough chocolate chunk.
Okay.
Chocolate chunk cookie dough.
Okay.
Excuse my language. And then, chocolate fudge brownie.
Okay. See, so my favorite flavor is actually both of those. It is half baked, which is literally half chocolate chip cookie dough, chocolate chunk, the vanilla side, and then the chocolate with chocolate chunk. So that is half baked. So I think you should just get half baked because it's all in one pint. It's brownies, it's the chocolate chip cookie dough. It's everything you want.
But there's no chocolate ice cream.
Yes, there is.
Oh, is
it's
there?
half and half.
So what am I doing?
You're bugging. And the other one I love is fish food because I'm a child and I like a lot of sugar. I like sugar with the caramel, with the chocolate fish.
Nice.
With the marshmallow.
I love ice cream.
It's so good. So anyway, I went to 7-Eleven. I got 2 pints of ice cream and then went home and then got back in the car and I went to In-N-Out and got a fucking shake because I'm sick in the head.
I feel like this is not the first time you told me that you got in your car just to go get ice cream and drive home.
Yeah, it's something about not only now that I have a license, like I do go get like whatever I want. I just like want to enjoy adulthood, and part of adulthood is like just doing whatever the fuck I want because I can. Mm-hmm. Like back in the day, my shit was like basketball shoes and whatever, and I was like, I can't get it. And now I get basketball shoes when I want because I'm like, I just love them. Now I can have. My mom was like, you can't have any sugar in the house. You know what, Mom?
I'm stocking up on raw sugar.
I don't keep it in the house because I eat it before I even get in the motherfucking dough.
Yeah.
So
I like that idea of doing whatever the fuck you want.
It's just so much better.
I feel like this weekend I tried to lean into the do whatever the fuck you want because I went to a restaurant opening. There's a new cool restaurant in LA. It's supposed to make you feel like you're in Europe. Very like Greece vibes. It was very fun. But there were some people there. I actually ran into Owen from In Your Dreams podcast, from Unwell.
Owen. On FX's new show, Adults.
Yes, that one. And so I was, excited to go to a restaurant opening. I feel like it's different than my usual weekend plans. So I'm thinking, okay, there's going to be hot guys there. There's going to be some fun people to flirt with. And I just feel like I'm going through an epidemic where every single guy that I meet is giving nothing. They're not interested in asking questions. They're too shy to ask you out. They ask you one question, then they run away. Like, there's just nothing. It's giving pussy energy. And I'm feeling like everyone is a pussy recently.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I the only one with a big pair of balls?
Yeah.
So I was just, a few margaritas deep because they were giving out margaritas at the event. And so I was just fed up because at the end of the night, I was with my 2 girlfriends and we were like, we want to go out. We want to continue the night. There's so many single guys here and all of them are just not making plans with us. I'm trying to, where are we going after? We're all trying to do our thing and no one's matching our energy. And it was a group frustration that I took on. They were like okay with it. They're like, we'll just go home and order Taco Bell. I was like, I am going to go home and order McDonald's. The girls or the guys? The girls, because we were just fed up.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I am on your page. I'm also going to go home and order McDonald's. However, I'm going to start doing whatever the fuck I want and ask for what I want. So I went on my Instagram story, took a selfie of myself, and I wrote, please reply if you live in Los Angeles and you are not a pussy. And listen, I got a bunch of replies and it's like, I'm going on some dates this week.
I have a question. Could you like, I know this is on the spot. Could you pull up any of the messages that you got back, like any of the actual responses. So you literally posted on your Instagram story,
Yeah.
hit me up if you live in LA and you're not a pussy.
Yeah.
That's the criteria.
Yeah, like at this point.
Yeah.
I want to know. Like,
I respect it.
Who has some balls in here? And so, like, for everyone who responded,
I feel like normally girls are like, too much balls. That's too much balls. Like anytime a man does anything, less balls.
This guy was like, date me on the east side. I would never ask you to travel like you did, because I recently posted a video that you haven't seen, Montaine. But he said, so sorry to endure that. Also, I'm a nice Jewish boy, for your information. Thank you so much for my information. And then I got another one. I mean, I didn't answer half of them, but like I respected the hustle of these people finding my Instagram story somehow. They don't follow me, but like sliding in nonetheless. Someone wrote, hard as fuck on the outside, nice Jewish boy on the inside. Okay.
Hard as fuck?
I actually left out some things he said because
like
it was honestly cringe.
His dick is hard?
I actually have no idea what this means. Hard as fuck on the outside bracket, sucks down all the shellfish crudo.
All right, bro.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Lost. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Like, seriously. I hate when men do. You know, every time a man sends a long text, like over DM, it's like he's tipping his fedora at you. And a little bit of the kudo for you, madam. Have you had any of the shellfish? It's like, all right, shut the fuck up, you loser. Like,
yeah. And then another guy responded. I actually ended up going for a little like coffee date with yesterday.
Oh, cute.
And whatever, we said bye at the end. He gave me a little kiss on the cheek. And then he texted me after because he saw my story being like, am I a pussy for not making a move? I was like, we can rebrand that to respectful.
That is, yeah. Respectful is the new pussy ass bitch for a man. I just saw this other thing too. Like a friend of a friend got a text from this guy that like she had already kind of like had no interest in the first place. And instead of just being like, hey, like, would you like to go out? He was like, hey, no, we haven't communicated in a long time. Saw that like maybe you weren't doing this and maybe you had enough time. And I was just wondering if perchance I could maybe enjoy your company out to dinner. And it was just like this super long message. And then I just saw like what this guy's hinge looked like, because obviously I'm just warning you in advance. Like if you're my friend and you show me something, like I do this professionally. Like I do talk about dating enough to the fact where when I first started, I was just an unlicensed therapist. I hear so much about relationships now. I'm basically a professional. Like I hear about every fucking situation. And I saw this guy's hinge. In their conversation, this fucking guy bragged that he had 14 different suits and proceeded to send her photos in all 14 suits, like selfies of him in the fort. I was like, this motherfucker is insane. Like, this is what I'm dealing with here. This is
what you're dealing with. This is what I'm dealing with.
No, but the opposite end of the spectrum. You're like, why are all these men like pussy ass bitches? It's like, what do you want? Fucking 14 suit man sending you 14 different suits, Rich?
No, I just want a normal guy who knows how to make a plan, who knows how to ask questions.
So sometimes.
And be curious and just know when to shut the fuck up also.
But I get that. But the thing is, most normal guys in 2025 are so, this is honestly, on the heels of the Me Too movement, are so worried. Wait, no, don't roll your eyes at me. Are so worried about coming across in a negative way that I feel like most normal guys have just learned that it's easier, safer, just to say less, do less, approach less, open themselves up to less exposure, because eventually they probably will, in some circumstance, be able to meet someone. It's just probably not as prevalent in every time they're going out.
So they've like trained themselves to do less.
I just think the whole theme of like
breeded or bred is now
broed.
It's now broed this new culture of doing the least.
I completely agree. It's not giving anything. And yes, unfortunately in 2025, respectful men have just learned that it's better for them to just shut the fuck up. Which is good for a lot of areas of life. Unfortunately, I probably have not learned that lesson. But in terms of finding a potential partner, it's a pain in the ass for you, and I'm sorry.
Thank you so much for your empathy.
Yeah, my condolences, and I'm sorry if I would like any. And did you have any of the shellfish crudité, Rachel? I'm tipping my fedora.
Nice. Well, I heard you have a friend in town this week.
I do, yeah.
And so, what's that like to host a friend in LA?
So I want your opinion on this too. Like, what are the rules for hosting a friend? Call us 888-91 on air. That is 888-916-6247. So I just picked up one of my good friends, an Irish friend, my friend Jake. He's from Dublin, and we like went to the same school, and we were friends from way back. Anyway, I went to go pick him up, and it just got me thinking, like, I'm relatively low maintenance when I go to visit people. Jake is extremely low maintenance. So this is not about him staying with me or whatever, but it did get me thinking, like, if it were someone more high maintenance, I'm like, I would be freaking out that I have to do this and this. Like, Jake is like, let's go do whatever you want. Like, let's go here. All I really want is like good food and just go do fun shit. I'm like, I love fun shit and good food. Like, it's so easy.
When you have someone visiting you, do you want them to be your shadow, kind of? Because I'm the type of visitor, I've realized, at least as I've grown up and entered my late 20s and early 30s, when I visit a friend, I don't even expect them at this point to hang out with me from morning till night. I'm kind of like, you do your thing.
Yeah.
And I'll do mine, because I'm so used to in my own personal life doing my own thing from morning until night, making my own schedule, not having to tell anyone. You know, as a single girl, one of the benefits of being single is that you don't have to report to anyone what you're doing. And so you really become comfortable in living in your own schedule. And so when you then go visit your friends who you grew up with, you kind of expect yourself to revert to your old college ways or your old high school ways, where you are like in lockstep from morning till night. We're doing everything together. We have to have an itinerary. And I'm not really like that anymore. And so when I go visit people, I want to be like, don't even worry about me. You know what? Just actually go do your own thing. And I'll just enjoy seeing you when our schedules align and also doing my own thing. So then when I have people come to visit me, I'm like, oh my God, do they have that same mentality as me? Or do they expect me to now be the hostess with the mostest? Because being self-aware, I just don't think I'm that.
Yeah, I think I have. So I come from your mentality, which is, from what I'm hearing you say, that like you are kind of very adaptable. Your schedule is your schedule. And like, hopefully when your schedules align, when you're both there in the same place, you guys hang out and it's all fun. And I wish it were that way with most of my friends. Unfortunately, like, I think most times it's not like that, especially like my friend Jake. He's not like this at all, but he's visiting from Ireland. Ireland to LA is like really far. So we are kind of doing almost everything together, because it's like different. he's not here for that long. He's doing like an American tour. He's going Chicago, LA, New York, all that. And with me, I was just like, you can come to work with me if you want. You can spend whatever time. If you want to go do your own thing, do your own thing. But I welcome it. There are times, however, like when I used to live in Dublin, I had one of my best friends from growing up visit me. And we did everything together to the point where I was like, yo, I need like a cool down.
Yeah. Like I need like 20 minutes.
So I introduced him to my other friends, and I was like, they all wanted to go see this movie and I had no interest, and he wanted to go. So I was like, go with them. Go with my friends. Went to go see the movie. I like had like 3 hours to fucking just chill, just do whatever the fuck I wanted. And it was very nice. Like,
that inspire him, you think, to then go do his own thing?
Yeah, no,
for the rest of the trip?
He's such a self-sufficient guy. He's not too much for me at all. It's just when you spend like 5 straight days with somebody living in your space, every meal, it's like, I do just need to decompress. Yeah. Like I get oversaturated, overloaded. Overstimulated. Like all the things.
I do too. I think it's different when you have a friend. Like it depends. Like you said, you have a friend coming from across the world. That's an experience. You're like, I want to make sure you have the best time when you're visiting me in LA. Yeah. And so I'm going to hit all the hot spots. And then if you ever come back, you can fuck off and like do your own thing. But I think also it's different. So I have like my parents coming to visit me in a few weeks, and I want to make sure that they have fun. You know, I'm not like, okay, go do your own thing. Like they are coming to see me.
Yeah.
Versus a friend who's also young and who's also single, like, let's have fun while you're here. But also you should take advantage of the city.
Yeah.
And
be solo.
Yeah. Do your thing.
Yeah. It's cool to be solo.
Do your thing, chicken wing.
It's tough for like the non-extroverts when they travel, because they're much more dependent. Luckily for me, I really don't think I have like a single super close friend who is more introverted. Like I'm trying to think, like I have a couple who are, I guess, a little more introverted than the others relatively, but for the most part, most of my friends are also extroverted.
Yeah.
I could drop them anywhere and they'd be fine.
I could drop them in a second.
No, I could drop them in any room and they'd be fine.
That's good.
Yeah. It's like, it's the dream.
Yeah. Something so nice though about hosting your friends is that, you know, like you can dread it before and be like, oh my God, I need to make sure they're entertained. And you overthink it so much. But then once you're there, you're like, oh my God, stay forever. Yeah. Like it's been so nice having you. Like, I don't want you to leave.
Yeah, totally.
Like, you know me.
Yeah, it is. For me, like I haven't seen Jake in over a year because I left Dublin like over a year ago. He didn't come to New York last year. I couldn't make it back to Ireland because of like work stuff. And this was just our first opportunity. So I'm just like enjoying it. He's the easiest guest. And you met him. Like thoughts, opinions?
Yeah, he's a leprechaun. Wait, what about when you visit someone who's married?
Ooh, that's tougher because Jake just came from that situation too. I think when you visit someone who's married, for me, like I'm still at the age where most of my friends luckily are not married. So I still get to just see them. I do think if you're going to certain events, you're kind of signing up to spend, like, let's say I'm going to a wedding for a weekend. You're signing up to spend time with your friends and their significant others. That's just understood. If I am making a solo trip to go visit my friend and then his significant other is there for the whole trip, kind of defeats
What do you mean there for the whole trip? Like you expect them to disperse?
No,
somewhere?
not at their house. Like every activity we're doing, she also comes.
Oh, okay.
Like it would be 3 of us. I'd be like, okay, at a certain point, like I really would want to do stuff one-on-one with my friend if I'm making a trip solo.
I guess I get like the wanting to do activities with your friend, but also getting married is a part of life, and they are now a unit.
Totally.
So it's like you can't go visit them at their place and then expect the significant other to just disperse.
No, not in their space. If you're in a couple's space, that is their space. I'm more saying like, let's say we were going to go to like a bar. I'm like, let's go to a bar, us. Not
leave the wife at home.
I'm like, don't rub it in my face that you're married. You know what I mean? We can get more into that later, but let's get into real quick one of our favorite segments, Unrestricted.
Unrestricted.
All right, we have Nelly on the line for Unrestricted. We are ready to hear whatever the hell it is you got to say, Nelly. What is up?
What's up? What's up? I have some tea for you guys, but it's serious because it's breaking my heart.
Oh no. Okay, tell us the tea.
Okay, so the tea is that my husband, I found out that him and my sister flashed each other at a party, like in 2017. And we've been married for 3 years. And before that, we dated for 7 years. And so that's a long history. And I feel like our relationship was built on lies. I know I sound calm right now. I've had a couple of months to like process, but I'm still like filled with rage and sadness. And yeah, I don't know. There's a lot going on here, a lot going on emotionally.
That does sound like a lot. Can we ask you a couple of questions before we get into it? Number one, I feel like Montaine, he's looking at me. I feel like he wants to know what type of flashing happened. And also, how did you find out? Because this was a long, long time ago. So how did this just come to the surface right now?
So my sister told me on Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
The flashing, Merry Christmas. And the flashing was flashing both top and bottom.
Okay, that's kind of weird.
What party have you been to where that happens?
I know. Yeah. I'm like, imagine, like hearing it. I'm like, it's not like, oh, they made out or whatever. It's like they flashed each other, and I'm like, what do you mean flashed each other?
It's kind of even more like hard to grasp because it's so. If they kissed, you could just be like, okay, they kissed, but flashing. It's like, how did this come to be?
I'm not getting it.
Okay.
Wait, can you just explain real quick? How did your sister say it to you? What did she say exactly?
Okay, so she pulls me to a side, and she's like, listen. There's something that I've got to get off my chest.
Her tits.
Back in the day at the old house when we were having our 4th of July party, I went into the room and I was changing out of my bathing suit and your husband walked in and I was already dressed, but I lifted up my shirt because I was drunk and then he pulled down his pants. And we laughed and whatever, and we kind of just stood there and we held each other for a little bit. It was fucking weird.
They held each other?
What? But they were drunk. Yeah, like they held each other. Supposedly there was no kissing. They didn't have sex. They didn't do anything. Like they were drunk. There was music playing. They flashed each other and they kind of like held each other for a little bit, like dancing. And then... Yeah, I know.
I don't like that
crazy.
Part. I don't like that part.
It sounds crazy. And I'm like, I feel like, and then I confronted him about it and he denied it at first, red flag.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, she didn't just come up with, surely she didn't just come up with this. It seemed like something like heavy that she had to get off of her chest. Mm-hmm. And then he said, okay, yeah, but it was an accident. Like I walked in and she was already changing. And I'm like, no. She said she had already changed and that she like deliberately flashed you when you had already walked in.
Okay.
And the story just keeps changing.
Okay. So yes, number one, totally sus. Any man that changes the story. It was long enough ago that I guess he's honestly in his mind, I'm not going to lie. Wait, Rich. he blocked it out. Okay. He blocked it out because when men do some fuck shit, the only way for them to move forward with their normal lives and act like everything is all
like it never happened.
Exactly. So he blocked it out enough. So he's not a reliable source for the information on what happened because he doesn't even really remember anymore. Drunk or not. That's probably why the story keeps changing, which is not saying he's not guilty. He's totally guilty.
Yeah.
I want to get to the root of why the fuck your sister did that.
Me too.
Like, at what point in time would your sibling ever flash somebody that you were seeing? Dating or not, like anyone you were interested in, how does that come about? Where does that energy come from?
I feel like the flashing, like we can, like, if we really wanted to, we could chalk up the flashing to like drunken behavior. I mean, not with your sister's boyfriend. That's like a deeper level, but like flashing. I've gone to bars as a joke and been like, if I flash you, can I get a free shot? Like sometimes when you're drunk, you'll just like lift your shirt up. I think what's even worse is the holding and like hugging
we'll get to
after.
that. Yeah, I was gonna say the flashing thing alone with the boyfriend is crazy. If you flash like your friends, it's already like, oh, this person was drunk, blah blah. That was kind of crazy. That already went over the boundary. With the significant other, married or not, that's crazy.
That's insane. And I'm just like even trying to picture it. Like, okay, so you guys flashed each other and you were holding each other. Like, what the fuck? Were you like, were you professing your love with each other? Were you guys silent? Like, what? It's hard to even imagine what this looks like. And like, I'm disgusted by both of them. My sister has always been. I've never had a good relationship with her. Like growing up, we had a separate friend group. We were 2 years apart. We had separate friend groups, and I just always felt like she wanted what I had. Always.
She's older
also like my
or
mom's
younger?
favorite. She's older, and she's also like my mom's favorite. Like she's my mom's star child, and so there's that. Like there's that resentment there that's just always been there. So
you think that
guys, I don't
in the
know.
past maybe she was jealous of your relationship and this was her little sneaky way of kind of having some control over it. It does seem like this has probably eaten her up. I mean, I feel like siblings, fight all the time, but at the end of the day, you love each other. And so I feel like she has probably been suffering with this secret, and clearly so much so that it had to come up on Christmas. Like, that's when you're closest with your family and you're spending the most time. And she's like, I can't look at my sister in the eye anymore, that I have to be honest. So thankfully she was honest now, but it's also like, oh my God, all these years later, it really is going to cause a wedge in the trust.
Well, the sister relationship is totally reparable. Even if you guys grew up and it was tougher or whatever, that is a situation because you guys are family. Naturally, it's baked in that you guys obviously family dynamics don't always work out, but you even sound like hopeful and you're understanding where she's coming from in terms of clearing the deck. Even if it took years, your commitment to each other is more than just like your intentions. You're also blood. So that is its own thing. The husband is the thing where I'm like, I don't know how to get past it personally, because if it was a small thing 7 years ago, why are we waiting to hear from someone else and then a lie?
And also he could have told you this before you got married.
Or like even if you don't want to rock the boat, this is the problem. Men don't want to rock the boat from like the day to day, right? So even let's say like I was his defense attorney. Okay, him and her like had this little interaction. It was so insignificant to him that he hadn't thought about it. Okay, and then it had been so long that there was no point in telling about it. Fine. And then she tells you, and now you hear about it. Now you ask him what happened.
And he lies.
So that's where I'm like, okay, at least like say where you were coming from. At least say, hey, like this happened a long time ago. This is exactly how it happened. If he had told you the truth, like tell me this, Natalie, if he had told you the exact truth, the way it happened, but was like embarrassed and was like, hey, honestly, I don't remember, it was long ago, but I know that happened and it was horrible, but it seemed relatively small to me. Would it make you feel any better?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was literally
no.
So it was literally just the fact that like not only had he lied, but the fact that it happened at all.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
There's just like you question so much in your mind. You start to go back and like, where was I when that happened? Did this happen ever before? Because she's also not trustworthy.
Yeah.
So like, is she holding back more? Now I'm questioning every interaction they've had.
Have you had a chance to like question them more together?
No.
I honestly, what it's sounding like to me is, unfortunately, I don't always recommend this on the show in terms of blowing things up. It really sounds like you need your own space away from the situation. Like genuinely, it sounds like one of those situations where you kind of
Yeah, it doesn't sound like
You've done the investigation,
Yeah.
and it's like you're only going to question more.
it doesn't sound like you're calling us because you're like, how do I fix it? It sounds like you have like a lot of grievances and like hurt and pain going on, that this is something you actually have to look at and be like, how is this going to affect me moving forward? And is it something that I can deal with? Because as of right now, I think you're sitting in a lot of hurt, and that's so valid. You were lied to by two people who are super close to you.
Well, him and I have a business together.
Yeah. Well,
We worked, so I have to talk to him every single day.
yeah, that is incredibly
And
tough to
I'm not
navigate.
like we're married. Like,
Yeah, like he's your husband. You have to say hi to him and like
he's
share a bed with
literally
him.
my husband, guys.
Has he been apologetic? Like, since this all blew up a few months ago, what's been happening?
So he is staying somewhere else.
Okay, that's good.
And it's very cold, and we only talk about work stuff. So he is a music teacher, and I run the logistical side of the business, so like the accounting, everything. And it's just every day, like him sending me invoices, me talking to him, like, okay, like our day to day, like what were the discrepancies here, whatever, like why hasn't this person paid? And then that's it. Okay, bye. And that's all our interactions have been limited to. And then
when did you confront him about this for the first time?
February.
Okay, so it's been like a couple months.
Yeah.
It's not like it just happened.
No.
And January helps because he was he was working out of a different state all of January because of one of our clients.
Yeah.
So I was just sitting with it because, Christmas, and then sitting with it all of January,
Yeah.
February, end of January when he got back.
blew up.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so how are you handling like the cold thing right now? Like, how is it feeling on a day to day for you?
I feel numb.
Yeah.
It feels like numbness. And he's kind of like treating it like he's hoping that he's trying to make little jokes, and he's trying to be silly and talk to me how we were. Or he's like, oh, did you see this? Or did you see like the latest of like, what Kim Kardashian wore to the Met, whatever, things that would appeal to my sensibilities. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, I saw it.
Nelly, I think the only option, because you and him together, this dynamic, you're not going to be able to break out of it through any conversation. You need a third party mediator between both of you if it's going to be done conversationally.
That's what I was going to say. Also, I feel like this needs to come to a point where you're like, okay, I want to save my marriage. I want to give it a chance. I want to be able to forgive you. And so, I mean, I would probably seek some sort of like counsel or someone who can come and really like get to the root of the issue, because I feel like if you strip this all away, there would still be like mistrust and issues that you're having towards him. And this was kind of just like what brought it all out.
And it's not just worry about the marriage. It's worrying about, okay,
can you move forward?
In your mind, exactly. Like if you're even capable deep down of actual forgiveness, and you won't know if you're capable of that until you understand the root of it. And you're not going to get at the root by asking him questions because he's guarded enough about what even happened. So my advice would be to, if you can, get in a situation involving a couples therapist, some sort of mediator between the two of you, if you have intentions of wanting to keep this marriage going. And obviously I understand it's very difficult with the business side of things as well. And if this is something that you are feeling like you should break away from, it has already been 3 months and you still are feeling numb and cold, and there's no amount of kind of waiting on a decision that is going to make those feelings subside.
I agree.
They're just going to stay.
I agree. And if those are feelings that you really don't even want to get over, I feel like that will be a bridge that you have to cross, because you deserve to be happy and you deserve to trust the person that you're with and have like feelings, emotions that are positive, not like numbness every time you look at your husband. So I'm really sorry that happened to you.
Yeah. And Nelly, I honestly would, when you do make the next decision on the process, I would like an update. So please call us back.
Yeah, we're here for you.
Yeah, because we're now invested like you. So like I want to hear when you decide you're ready to make a decision, or there's a further development and you want to tell us, please call us back, okay?
Yeah.
I really appreciate you being
sending you
vulnerable.
a hug.
Yeah, virtual little phone call hug. And yes, I really appreciate when people are vulnerable. That was an unbelievable unrestricted.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we have fun
I'm setting
things.
her clarity.
I'm sure we have fun things on the horizon today, but I actually genuinely, even on a Monday, like always enjoy hearing about really real relationship dynamics, and especially sharing a business with somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
because
shit
it's
gets
not
real.
Yeah, it's not so easy just to be like, hey, like from afar, this, and this. And now it's like there are so many complicating factors and nuances to everyone's relationship.
100%.
And so we are trying our best here through conversation to kind of get at those and help you any way we can. And we're going to keep these conversations going. So stay tuned for the other side of this break. We were talking before the break. We just had a caller on Unrestricted. You want to tell them what it was about?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Me or you or me or I'm just kidding. We just had a caller basically talk about forms of pretty direct cheating or things that kind of, I think you gave me this term today. You gave me the idea.
I did give it to you. You don't think it happened?
I think you did.
No, I did.
Rachel coined the genius term soft cheating, which is pretty much what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's just like indirect cheating. So there's no kissing, there's no flashing.
There's no physical anything.
Yeah, there's no physical. And it's like we can get into the emotional cheating because I don't even know if that would be considered soft cheating, but potentially. But this all came from an idea that I am always posting Instagram stories, as I mentioned earlier on in the episode. Also, just to quickly recap what we just went through, someone just called in and told us that her sister flashed her husband and the husband flashed her sister, and they only found out 7 years later. If you missed it, it was a pretty deep conversation. You can always listen on the SiriusXM app because all of our episodes are streamable there. But anyways, as someone who posts on their Instagram story pretty much every single day, aka me, I noticed that a lot of guys that I meet who are married, or even previous guys that I dated who are now engaged or married, they all like my Instagram stories. And I'm just like sitting, I like to check, who's hearting. I posted a little cute mirror selfie yesterday. I'm in a mini skirt with my belly button showing. And this guy who I met with his wife is hearting it. And I'm just like, what are you doing? If you were my husband, I would chop off your fingers and throw them in a carburetor. Sorry. But I just think...
I just wanted to let that breathe.
I just think like...
Carburetor.
What are you doing?
I agree.
You're in bed, like your wife's next to you and you're like, let me just throw a heart. You don't need to. You can like my Instagram reels and that would help my engagement, or you can follow me on TikTok and throw me a like there, but you don't need to be liking my Instagram stories. I feel like that is called soft cheating.
So here's my thing, okay? With guys, you're talking about like men or pussies and all this shit earlier in the show, and I agree. There's like a sense with guys, there's like locker room talk, and the reason Instagram models get likes and all this shit is because guys are like this, right? Guys send each other girls Instagram. My thing is like, if you do it before you're in a relationship or you're doing it while you're single, it's still not great. Okay, but
do what?
If you're like sending stuff to your friends or you're like hearting girls' stories.
When you're single?
Yeah. It's not great because it's like, it's not how you should be communicating. You should be a man and talk to somebody.
Okay, yes.
But
agreed.
But it's okay. You can get away with it because you're single. Once you're doing it and you're in the relationship or you're married, what the fuck is up with you, man?
Literally, what are you doing?
Because it's no longer... Listen, if you follow someone who is an Instagram model before you're together or whatever, or you follow someone who used to fuck or whatever, or you even talk to a couple times, and then they post like some slutty thing on their story.
But it doesn't even have to be slutty. It's just like
no, but I'm just saying,
a cute girl.
I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying if someone wants to post something like actually flaunting something and it's a little slutty, whatever, even that you can still follow and see because as an observer, there's no action taken. But as soon as you click like, that is literally a physical interaction impression that you are giving to their social media, which is wrong.
I agree. And I put myself in that position. It's like, I like all my friends post one story. I'm like, heart, 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 heart. Proud of you. You go, girl. Love the outfit. What are you doing tonight? Like, I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Let's say like you post something funny as my co-host, I will throw you a like to show you that we are friends. I'm like, hey, see you tomorrow. If you're a guy that I think is hot or a guy that I don't know and I'm throwing you a heart on your story, it's extremely intentional. And I'm hoping that you saw that I threw you a heart, and I'm hoping that I'll give you the kick in the ass that you need to send me a text.
Okay.
So as a guy, don't fucking do that to me if you have a wife.
Okay.
You spent like hundreds of thousands of dollars on her ring. I'm kidding. I just made that up. But like, you bought her a ring.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Who the fuck do you know?
I actually just made that up. I don't even know
how much the rings cost.
I don't know how much a ring costs. But
I think they say it's like 3 times your fucking something.
I don't care how much it costs. You bought her the ring. You get off my Instagram.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm just thinking like, wait, how much do rings are like? I heard someone one time say ring was like 30 grand. I know someone else who got a 70 grand ring.
I'll take a plastic one from the vending machine. I don't care
What's
at this
that?
point.
What's that shit called? Is it cubic zirconium? That's what you want?
No, I'm talking about like when you go to the bowling alley and then you could do like use the clamps to try to get a little prize.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take
the
that.
claw machine?
Yeah.
Use the little clamps.
Yeah, the little clamps. What else is soft cheating?
Soft cheating. So I guess anything in social media where you're engaging, like
What
honestly,
about
wait.
off social media?
I'm just going to tell women real quick, okay? PSA. Let me sit up for this one. Clearing my throat, getting ready. Ladies, please pay attention, okay? If you want to know if your man is cheating on you, this is all you have to do. Not even cheating, soft cheating. All you have to do, go to his Instagram, you go to the explore page, and then you hit reload one time. You swipe up, you reload the page one time. If you see more than 2 pairs of breasts, 1 too many butts, any skin showing, women's fashion, and this is a straight man, he's looking at all these IG baddies. Okay, that's all he's doing. He's soft cheating. He's doing all this.
But so you have to take his phone in order
No,
to assess.
you're dating. Okay, you don't have to go on it and go sneak. You just
You don't
jokingly
have to type in
You'd be on his phone.
Rachel,
Hot,
sexy
sexy.
bitch.
You don't have to type in any of that stuff. You just go to the explore page and then watch. I'm going to do it live on the cameras right here. And for those listening on SiriusXM, just use your imagination. I reload my page. Boom. Do you see any boobs? Do you
I'm
see any
seeing
butts?
some girl.
No. Where? What girls? Billie Eilish right here. That's one. That's a meme. That is some other meme. That's like some famous
Okay,
person.
so it's a big meme page.
Okay. The point is, there's no boobs. I got nothing to hide on here. Okay. I got nothing to hide on the Instagram. That is just one indicator. You know how people are joking? It's a recession indicator.
Yeah,
If your
that's
man has multiple pairs of tits on his
It's a
explore
cheating
page,
indicator.
it's a soft cheating indicator.
Agreed.
Exactly.
What about staying in contact with your ex once
Soft
you're in a
cheating.
new
So-
relationship?
100%.
What if you guys are friends?
I don't give a fuck.
I'm kidding. You're not friends.
I do not give a fuck. I hate couples like this, or I hate people like this who insist that unless you guys dated 5 years ago and you were like a kid, or like it was so long ago, whatever, and now you guys are whatever, fine. But if you guys just got out of a relationship like less than 2 years ago and you're still in contact, oh, Jason would love this. Shut the fuck up. Seriously, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear about your ex ever.
Never.
Like ever. It should make you sick to your stomach if I talk about my ex. It should make me sick to my stomach if you talk about your ex like you're in contact.
Yeah, well, that's what I talk about. Even when you're dating someone brand new and you've gone on like 1 to 3 dates with them, if they bring up their ex unsolicitedly, is that a word?
Yeah.
If they bring up their ex without you asking, they're not over their ex.
Totally.
Like, you should just go back to Becky. Don't sit here with me.
Becky with the good hair.
Yeah, go with Becky and the good hair. What about like work husbands and work wives?
Cheating.
Is that cheating?
Yes.
Is that hard cheating or soft?
Drewski made a video on this one time that was like him at work, and it's like him with his work wife. He's like, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, gets the door for her, like flirting. Oh my God. It's his own girlfriend. He just slams the fucking car door. He's like, okay, fine. It's like guys will literally.
I feel like I have to see that.
Guys will literally be meaner to their real girlfriends than their work crush, because like at work they could be whoever they want. And they have this whole
immediately jail.
Totally. It's soft cheating. Having any work crush that you've made any move on is fucking crazy.
Well, not a move, but just being like
No,
from hours of 9 to 5, telling this girl or this guy everything that's going on in your day, talking
Weird.
about your relationship.
Weird.
That I think is a form of soft cheating.
Yes, soft cheating 100%. If a man has a dick and he's doing anything that is making you call into the show and question it, soft cheating for sure. Like I'm not even like.
Well, question his faithfulness, not question your boyfriend. I feel like girls question guys all the time because they're just so fucking dumb.
No,
Sorry about it.
Not like that. Yes, like question the faithfulness,
Yeah.
because it's so like it's so easy to not be tempted to like not. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Like any relationship I'd ever been in for my whole life, I never had the problem of being like I was turning my head. I was like, once I was happy, I was picked the right person. I was with the right person.
I'm the same way. I feel like if I like someone, I'm zero in on them
Like,
because
what the
I'm
fuck?
a normal person.
Like I have a girlfriend. There's not been a single other girl where I'm like, whoa, that made me second guess it. It's like, nope, I didn't. And I
think
won't.
if you're second guessing your relationship and you're really tempted by every single girl who looks by and you're in a relationship, it sounds like number one, you don't like your girlfriend that much.
Sure.
Or number two, you are not emotionally mature enough to be in a relationship.
What's crazy is I used to think I have a lot of problems like with words of affirmation, and like I felt like in the past I hadn't always told like the people I was with that they weren't like because like girls like to hear that they're like the hottest, smartest, funniest, cutest person, and like a lot of the times like
Tell me again.
No, but a lot of times like genuinely in the past like I wouldn't say that to people because I didn't believe that. And now I'm in a relationship where I say it all the time and I genuinely mean it, and I'm just like, because when you're in the relationship where you actually believe it, and it's like, it's why would you want to look anywhere else?
Yeah.
It's like there's no temptation for soft cheating. You soft cheat when you're unhappy.
Right.
You know, when there's something else that you wish you could fix. Oh, I wish I was with someone hotter, or oh, I wish so and so had this. It's like that's when you do the soft cheating. Like I
know. That's why I feel bad when these guys who are married like my Instagram stories.
That's
it's like
crazy.
I met your wife, so you guys should get help together because I don't want to be involved in this.
For real. You know what else is crazy on the subject, real quick? There's like a group of guys. I'm not going to throw any names out there because I don't want any drama. But guys who go around like quote unquote good guys, they're like funny good guy on social media, and I see on every post, okay, of any girl that has ever popped up, it goes liked by these two people every fucking time.
They're like, well, we're just supportive of women.
I could literally see like a friend of a friend of a friend's Instagram that somebody's showing me liked by this person. I'm like, this motherfucker has eyes everywhere.
Some people are just liking whores.
It's like they're not
they're not liking whores. They are liking dash whores. They like they're whores for a like.
They're liking whores, and you guys can figure out which liking whores that is.
Anywho, let's move on. We have ick or stick.
Ick? Ew! Or stick?
Alrighty, Kylie is on the line. Kylie, tell us if you need help with icking or sticking. What's up?
I guess it would be sticking. So my boyfriend, he wants to be a doctor, and so he took a gap year in between like undergrad and studying for the MCAT before he's going to take that. But like, I just never see him study, and he lives with his parents so that he does not have to work. Like he's there, supposed to be studying all the time, but all he does is just like, he's at my place all the time. He's out with friends. He's taking me out. Like we're going to concerts. We're going to movies. We're like, I don't see him like taking the time to actually study for the test. And I feel like he just like maybe doesn't really want to be a doctor or like maybe just wants to skate by and like isn't thinking about it. But it's like, even if he doesn't want to be a doctor, that's fine. He just needs to be doing like something, like, you know, like he has to have a job.
Yeah. Like he has to have ambition for you to care.
Yeah. So like, I don't want to like nag him about it, but does he want to be a doctor or not? Cause I just don't know what to do.
I have a question.
You're like, listen, bro.
I'm like, will you still want to be with him if he doesn't want to be a doctor?
No, I would. I just need him to want to do something. You
Yeah,
know?
he better be a veterinarian.
Yeah,
he better be a
lawyer.
He better. Yeah, no, I'd be fine with him not being a doctor. He better make some motherfucking money. He better be a therapist.
Listen, I get what you're saying. Because I mean, there's one part of it where I'm like, I would probably enjoy this. It's like she's like, oh, he's staying at his parents' house, but he's taking me out all the time. He's taking me to concerts. I'm like, that doesn't sound too bad.
It's so funny.
But I do understand what you're saying because, like, you don't want a scrub. You want someone in scrubs. You want someone who's ambitious so that you can be looking up to them. It makes you feel motivated. At least for me, when I'm dating someone, I want them to have a really big ambition towards their career because that would make me be like, okay, I need to level up. I need to keep working hard so that I can match their energy. I have a question. Have you spoken to him about this?
So, yeah, and he just kind of acts like, what are you talking about? Of course I'm studying for the MCAT. Of course I'm going to be a doctor.
Yeah.
But then it's like,
right.
I see you every day and you're not.
Okay, Kylie, I have such a good idea. Genuinely. You ready?
Okay.
Strap in. Here's what you're going to do. So your problem, for those just tuning in, your problem is that you love your boyfriend, everything's good, except for he's supposed to be studying for the MCAT. You never see him studying. He takes too much time taking you out, going out, staying with his parents, all this, and you don't see him studying. You're worried. Have I summarized correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's your solution. We're going to take a little fun approach, okay?
Okay.
You're going to role play with your mans in the bedroom. Wait. We're going to get some scrubs. We're going to get some doctor's outfits. And we're actually going to turn it into a teaching moment.
Oh.
Before he's allowed to do anything physically with you, where's the patella, baby? Find my patella. Find my femur, okay? I need you to diagnose me before you blow my back out, okay? Excuse me.
And then give me surgery.
And then you're going to tell me how, after you've blown my back out, how you can actually repair my back.
How can you stitch me up?
You do need to incorporate some fun into it if you're going to grill him about not being a doctor. Because if you just have the conversation, you say, I don't think you're studying hard enough. He's going to be defensive.
And he's going to think you're a naggy.
You got to get him to fall in love with being a doctor again. Okay, you got to make it. You got to make it sexy. You got to make it fun. He's got to know that it's for you because listen. At the end of the day, people become doctors. They want to help people, But also, let's not lie. Doctors make good money, and they also want to provide for a beautiful wife.
Right.
Okay. Or husband if they're a female doctor. And they want to just provide a beautiful life for whoever it is they choose to have a life with. And you are that beautiful person. Okay. So you need to remind him what the fuck he's working for. Okay. Get him to start hitting those books while he's hitting that back. Okay. Can you do that for us?
I agree.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you can't be mad at him for taking you to concerts, though. You
Totally.
got to enjoy that.
You got to get it how you live. Listen, like, you do want your man to be focused, but you can focus him in. You can like hone in his focus in a better, more proactive way than making him seem defensive.
Right. And even just like talking more positively from her, just to be like, oh, it's so attractive. Like, I would love to like marry a doctor. It's so attractive to someone who cares so much about what they're studying for, and cares so much about someone who, like, I love a man who's so dedicated to his craft, whatever it may be, because maybe he doesn't want to be a doctor.
Totally. I'm dedicated to this craft, and you guys better stay tuned for the other side of this break. Normally, we have 2 segments planned at the other side of this break, but today we have a very special segment, and that is our producer, Emily, is actually being a little vulnerable and told us, Emily, do you want to share the news?
Yeah, and I feel like I need your advice on this. So this week, I am notoriously known for not putting myself out there when it comes to dating. I don't know why this specific realm of socializing terrifies me so much. I've been single my entire life, but something about this weekend, I decided I was like really ready to put myself out there again and intentionally just like put an effort into dating. So of course that means I'm re-downloading every single dating app.
Wait, which ones did you download?
Welcome to the dark side.
I know.
Which ones did you do?
Okay, so I never remove Bumble for some reason. I feel like I'm always like putting faith in like Bumble BFF. So I'm just like, I'll just keep that there. Re-downloaded Hinge.
Pause. You didn't activate your Bumble BFF, right? You put it on the romantic setting, please?
Yes. So now it's back to romantic. I have Hinge and I repaid for Raya.
Oh my God.
That's how you know it's
You
serious.
invested hard-earned currency.
I'm paying for 2 dating apps right now.
What?
And you know what?
What do you
I
pay?
think it's contributing to my depression.
You pay the league?
No.
What do you pay?
I'm on Locks Club
Okay.
and I'm on Raya.
Locks Club.
And I
Ryan.
even debated yesterday paying for Hinge Plus because that's how dark it is out here. Okay,
Yeah, it
so
is.
what's
Save your money, kings. All right, please do not fucking pay for any dating apps. It sucks enough. Don't give these companies money.
okay? So what do you need advice with? Is it just like how to keep your head above ground now that you're on a dating app?
It's that, but also like I feel like there are certain people that say this, and I'm definitely one of those, that like dating apps just are not for me. I am the type of person that I always want to meet someone in real life. The idea of like swiping for love and like, I don't know, intentionally like going into a conversation just knowing that there's an expectation of like, we're going to flirt to find a relationship. Like, to me, that's just so much pressure.
Wait. One of the steps was right, but the end was not right. It's not to find a relationship. If you happen to find a relationship, good.
Yeah.
But it is okay to be intentional about flirting. What's wrong with that?
I'm intentional about flirting all the time and unintentional. And I think it's okay to be intentional about dating. Like you said earlier, that you're not someone who puts yourself out there in terms of romantic settings. I know you have no problem going out and talking to a million people, but you're keeping up a boundary that this is only for friendship. So I think like you re-downloading your dating apps this weekend was a sign to yourself that you are ready to put yourself out there and you want to take the next step. So I think you need to kind of do this as a challenge to yourself. And even though it might seem cringe to be like, oh, I'm going to meet up with this person, this feels forced, I think you need to take the leap and do it.
Totally. And I feel like my biggest question is like, how do you get comfortable feeling uncomfortable when it comes to dating? Because I know everyone's like, dating isn't necessarily the most fun thing, but for me, it's like, it turns me off so much. And I'm like, okay, but like, the end result is what I want. So how do you get over that hump?
I think for me, something that you said resonates with me in terms of like I'm like, what did you just say? It was resonating so hard that I went into a deep spiral. I was like, what is the answer that I was trying to come up with?
It was resonating so hard, I went into a deep spiral.
I went into a deep spiral.
Next time I ghost somebody, I'm just going to be like, shit, I was sitting with your text so long, I was resonating, and it sent me into a deep spiral.
Well, that's kind of what she's saying. It's like being uncomfortable in like in dating because it's feelings that you don't want to deal with. And I
Yeah.
think for me, I'm okay with the dating part, but the controlling the outcome, like you said, is what's hard for me. I want to control the outcome so badly. I go on a date, I like you, and now I want to make sure that we're going to end up together. And so something that someone said to me this weekend is getting comfortable in the unknown and like being okay with life being a mystery, honestly. So like just kind of releasing your expectations and sitting in that and just enjoying that, like you don't know what's going to happen.
Okay.
You don't like that? I'm really like leaning. I wrote it in my journal. That's how much I like it.
I think
lean in.
it's giving like manifestation.
Lean
It's
in
giving
and also
airiness.
just like let go of the outcome. I think you like
but none of us would
wanting
be
the
here with outcome. All right, guys, falling flat today. But I will say this, Emily, listen, I think Rachel was giving very good spiritual advice. For me personally, would always helped. I think my biggest fear with dating apps, beyond me complaining, is my fear of rejection. Just ever since I was like in high school and I first had Tinder, it was just like I was swiping and nobody would swipe back, and I was like, this fucking sucks. So I started being spiteful back with my swipes. I'm like, well, I'm not swiping on this person because they probably didn't swipe on me. Once you get in that phase, you're doing the wrong thing. You have to understand that everybody is on this app, okay, and they're all scared they're going to be rejected. They're all scared they're not going to get swiped on. They're all fearful of all the things. People won't think they're hot enough, etc. Everyone's coming from that perspective. So you just got to, it's like the same way when you give a speech, you picture everyone with their clothes off. Why? Because it puts everyone on the same level. When you imagine all the ugly people, all the hot people, everybody has the same level of self-esteem when it comes to these apps. It's actually a very fair level playing field in terms of people's approaches. Okay. And if you just think about that, and it just lowers the stakes with everything. Okay. It's okay to not give as much of a fuck. It's okay to think, hey, I'm going to get rejected by a bunch of people I like, and I'm probably going to reject a bunch of people who like me. That is the games that we play. But ultimately, what you're saying about being comfortable with flirting, by the time you do find those matches, you'll both know, hey, that one initial thing in terms of our looks,
we have that in common.
We have it in common.
And then I would suggest, if you hate that forced flirting, kind of just suggesting the in-person meetup and kind of skipping to that. And me and Montaine can help you come up with your texts, craft them so that you don't have to deal with the nitty-gritty of the online flirting, even though I kind of love it.
I also... No, because they did that. They did that in Black Mirror, and then the whole group of them got arrested.
Oh,
remember that? There was like a John Hamm episode where like John Hamm is like a dating coach in Black Mirror, and he goes on this date, right? This guy, whatever.
I avoid Black Mirror. Yeah, like I'm thinking of the Disney version too, where like I'm like carrying this big plant around, like you can't see me, and I'm like,
you're so
I keep moving.
inconspicuous.
I keep like moving 3 steps, moving my plant,
Bump, bump, bump.
and then I'm like
bump.
popping out from
Yeah.
the tree. And I'm like, say this.
Emily, tell him you think he's hot.
Yeah, tell him you want to make out.
Tell him he's fucking hot.
Done. I got the unlicensed therapist on my side.
There you
All right.
go.
Perfect.
All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in today to our Monday edition of Dialed In.
We love you. And if you guys love us, you can follow us on Instagram at Dialed In, on TikTok and on Instagram. You can follow me at Rachy Fried Poulet.
Me at Montaine, baby.
And
all platforms.
If you guys are going through something and you don't want to be live on air, but you want advice, you can leave us a voicemail because we will listen to it and we will give you our unsolicited, unlicensed therapy.
Yeah, every day, 888-91 on air. That is 888-916-6247. Voicemail, call us, whatever it is you want to do.
Send us a DM.
Yeah, do that.
Slide in. You can like our Instagram stories. We give you permission.
Because Rachel thinks that men are all pussies. So if you're not a pussy, DM us on Instagram. We love you, and we'll see you at the same time tomorrow, knuckleheads.
Bye.
Bye.